know there's more in you, but you cannot see it. There's a remedy, and I've got the strategy. It's time to turn your dreams into a reality. Push, and I'ma help you. Got the time to. And I'ma help you. 'Cause it's time to.
So, in this opportunity to restart, we're going to focus today on breaking. So, in the restart of breaking for this 20 December 2023, and what are we breaking? Breaking for me, and what I want you guys to interpret it as, is a habit that you are saying has to go. Any habit that you are saying has to go is considered what are you breaking. So there are many things that I know we can list and say, oh, I'm breaking this habit. I'm breaking that habit. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. There are tons, but don't be so hard on yourself. If you have shown some growth in any area, I'm talking about just even a little bit, that means you have already started the break-in process. So it's not as far away or far fetched as you may think, because we tend to, and I don't know about you, maybe not. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I do feel like a lot of people, and including myself in this, sometimes tend to always um think the hardest, like the worst, like, oh, I'm doing so bad in this, or just think or hard on yourself. That's something that I'm always working on, because I always strive to push for my best. I can be hard on myself, and I hear that a lot. So it's a challenge I have for myself on breaking, like being able to not only just give myself grace, which is a plug to an episode we recorded about giving yourself grace. So make sure you check that out. I think it was in season two, or yeah, season 2 or 3. But it was a great episode. But I would say a lot of us struggle with that in the breaking process. We don't give ourselves grace, and we're like, there's so many old habits or things that we want to break, and there may be, but give yourself grace and know that it's not a race. It is a journey, and that if you're taking one step towards that process of change, you're already on the right path. So for me, breaking habit that really has to go, that you're saying, this December, I'm breaking this thing off. I'm destroying it. I'm saying, I'm taking my first step to do this. And I'm going to continue on that step until this thing is broken off. So for me, part of that is just being able to find that place of certainty when it comes to moving in choices versus for my heart versus my mind. Like, I'm a person who wants to just do and help and give, because that's just in my nature, and I always want to push people. Like, I'm like, come on, you can do this, you can do this. But I'm starting to learn as I'm getting older that excuse me, certain people don't want that, and certain people aren't in ready for it, and I'm weighing myself down, or I'm hindering my own blessings by trying to pull in people who are not supposed to be pulled in, because they're just either not ready, or they're just not called to whatever it may be that I foresee for them. I work with so many small business owners when it comes to coaching and offering like free trainings. I've done so much this year, and I'm so happy for the people who have been able to come and take advantage. But many of times I find like we we may want support, or we may say we want support, and sometimes it's right there in front of us, and we're just not ready for it. We don't make time for it, whatever the case is. And life does happen where people are super busy, but you put time and effort into what you want. And I find that I have to break a habit of always wanting to necessarily pull people, because sometimes it's not what they want, and that's why they don't perform or do their best or show up their best, because it's not really what they wanted. They either did it because their heart was truly saying, yes, this is awesome, and I see the benefit in it. So because of your words, I'm gonna get going, but I don't know if I even want this or I'm ready for this. So part of my job and what people pay me for is to help them determine, hey, is this something that you want to push forward? So in my day-to-day life, I will do this as much as I can because that's my job, to coach and build people. But in some of my other relationships, I feel like I have done that a lot. So that's something I want to break. And I'm like, okay, I will be more wise and and discerning on, really making sure, is this what this person really needs or wants right now, or us, is this what you just want because you see that in them? Because I'm thankful for the gift to be able to see so much potential as in people, but sometimes you got to see it in yourself. So that's a habit, an example of something that I will be working on breaking this year, and just being more discerning about how to go into these relationships, or how to be a support, without aligning with aligning people to things that they're not, it's just not the time for them. So I think that's my breaking, and I want you guys to focus as well on, what is it that you will be breaking? What is it that I'm saying I'm letting go of? There's so many things, and look at things that are like, I would say, the average people are like weight loss and all that stuff. And yes, that's good, but I feel like, look at things this year, like from the point of the root, like look at the root causes. So if you are, let's say, let me think of a good example, like you want to break getting up on time. You're like, I just can't get up on time. And I want to get up on time so I could be able to get started on work earlier. Well, look at the root of, like, hey, are you procrastinating on things throughout the week, and then you realize that at night you end up staying up late to try to catch up on certain things you didn't do, and you procrastinated, and then now you can't get up on time. Like, look at the root, because then it should not be, I'm breaking not being able to get up on time, is I'm breaking procrastination, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to plan out my schedule better. I'm going to, do whatever it is that I need to do on the to-do list, and go to bed early and close it, no matter what time it is. Find those things that will be helpful to you. Like my mentor always says to me, my pastor, is respect your schedule. I say, respect your schedule. If your schedule says stop this time, stop that time. And it's so true. So respect your schedule. It's important to do that, especially if that's one of the areas you want to break. Okay, so I'm excited about the breaking. I'm excited about the shaking in December. Now, what are you going to be making? And in order for us to talk about making, you're going to have to come back next week, because we will be talking about making next week on Push Talk Podcast. And I hope you join us. So thank you so much for joining this episode. I am excited to continue to push you towards your purpose and business career and beyond. Let's start shaking, breaking, and next week we're going to hear about making, so we can be all set and prepared for our new year. Use this December to enjoy family, have a beautiful, beautiful holiday, but also be intentional about taking care of yourself too, because we want to roll into 2023 ready, okay? And ready and on our path to purpose. So thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you or hearing you. I shouldn't say hearing you, or you hearing me, I guess, the next episode. But I can see you if you take a moment and write a review for our podcast. So make sure you do that. DM us, message us, tell us what you want to see in 2023 from Push Talk Podcast. Have a good one.